We are starting.
That was good. So we got it. That's a very clear cue. So I'll start singing whatever is in my head.
I won't move until you start talking, actually.
Yeah.
Just so I don't put We good?
Yeah. Yay!
Alright, I am posting on Facebook, and then give me a second to get on Instagram.
Okay. Live on Facebook. Oh.
Why don't we take a moment before we start, just to still yourself, breathe in, hold down your chest a little bit, yeah. Oh yeah, feel free to we'll start when we feel it, yeah. Just to breathe and bring yourself into this space. All of the things we've done on the first day, building the house, the root, the soil, the land, the history.
Many seats in the house of the Olney Theater main stage are decorated with golden plaques bearing the names of donors that have contributed significant resources to the theater. They stand as a mark of the respect and value that this institution awards its financial contributors and their families. However, it's important to note that these people, whose names hundreds of patrons see as they take their seats every season, are not the only contributors to the creation of the Olney Theater Center as we know it today. Now we are honoring the many others that have built this institution. We have added to each seat in the orchestra of the house the name of an artist of color, an LGBTQ+ artist, or a disabled artist that has worked at the theater between 2014 and the present. We call these artists into the space with us in celebration of the seats being cleared for each one of them in a place they've so vastly influenced. While we have not named every single artist who is a person of color, LGBTQ, or disabled, the ones we read today are a manifestation of a larger movement that includes all who have not gained the space and respect their immense talents and contributions deserve. These names are a symbol of the will to elevate the identities of the powerful individuals who deserve the same admiration, praise, and respect as those whose identities are carved invariably onto golden plaques. Hear these names and come into the space with us in acknowledgement of these incredible members of the Olney Theater community.
Yaritza.
Yuritsa.
Andre,
Wilson.
Wilson.
Andrea.
Andrea.
Alexandra,
Sarah S.
Sarah S.
Angie.
Angie.
Alan M,
Alan M.
Sarah C.
Sarah C.
Asha.
Asha.
Alan G,
Alan G.
Savannah.
Savannah.
Ashley.
Ashley.
AJ,
AJ.
Brian W.
Brian W.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Robin,
Robin.
Sabina.
Sabina.
Helen.
Helen.
Yakima,
Fatima.
Cian.
Cian.
Hope,
Hope. Jessica C. Jessica C.
Ignacio.
Ignacio.
Ian,
Ian. Jessica B. Jessica B.
Brandon.
Brandon.
Isabel,
Isabel. Darlene. Darlene.
Caesar.
Caesar.
Ivania,
Ivania. Juan. Juan.
Brianna. CG.
Brianna. CG.
Jade,
Jade. Jose. Jose.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Melissa,
Melissa. Jonathan. Jonathan.
Samaya.
Samaya.
Michael B,
Michael B. John. John.
Moses.
Moses.
Michael N,
Michael N.
Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Sergio.
Sergio.
Tobias,
Tobias. Danny. Danny.
Arturo.
Arturo.
Tony,
Tony. Clayton. Clayton.
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Tosin,
Tosin. Cindy. Cindy.
Schizo.
Schizo.
Tweed,
Tweed. Christopher.
Christopher.
Carla.
Hart.
Valeria,
Valeria. Chisomo. Chisomo.
Nick D.
Nikki.
Vilma,
Vilma. Chelsea. Chelsea.
Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Mike,
Mike.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Clint.
Clint.
Natasha,
Natasha.
Calvin. Calvin.
Nermi.
Nerd.
Natsu,
Natsu. Jesse. Jesse.
Robert A.
Robert A.
Nick,
Nick. Jason. Jason.
Chris M.
Chris M.
Nova,
Nova.
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Brian K.
Brian K.
Olivia,
Olivia. Daisy. Daisy.
Carrie.
Harry.
Paige,
Paige. Devontae. Devontae.
Eugenia.
Eugenio.
Pei,
Hey. Deb. Deb.
Dolores.
Dolores.
Peter,
Peter.
Darren L.
Darren L.
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
Quinn Me,
Quinn Me. David.
David.
Kenyatta.
Kenyatta.
Rayanne,
Brian. Darren B.
Darren B.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Regina,
Regina. Tara Tamika. Tara Tamika.
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Lisa,
Lisa.
Walter.
Walter.
Stephen.
Stephen.
Lolita,
Lolita. Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Shelby.
Shelby.
Mabood,
Mabood.
Craig.
Craig.
Nikki.
Nikki.
Mason,
Mason.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Gwen.
Gwen.
Marcos,
Marcos.
Willie. Willie.
Willie.
Wendell.
Wendell.
Marquise,
Marquise.
Weldon.
Weldon.
Malone.
Devontae.
Marty,
Marty.
Kanisha.
Kanisha.
James.
James.
Breon,
Breon.
Shaquille.
Shaquille.
Malone.
Malone.
Brianna,
Brianna.
Ken.
Ken.
Imar.
Emma.
Carlos,
Carlos.
Deidre.
Deidre.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Chanel,
Chanel.
Adana.
Adana.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Derek,
Derek.
Alice.
Alice.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Eileen,
Eileen.
Sada.
Bob.
Tony.
Tony.
Alicia,
Alicia.
Faith.
Faith.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Harold,
Harold.
CJ.
CJ.
Darius.
Darius.
Guadalupe,
Guadalupe.
Miranda.
Miranda.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Glenn,
Glenn.
Rock.
Rock.
John.
John.
Felicia,
Felicia.
Alex T.
Alex T.
Eunice,
Eunice.
Dylan,
Dylan.
Desiree,
Desiree.
Shawnee,
Sean.
Calvin,
Calvin.
Byron,
Byron.
Brian,
Brian.
Linetti,
Lady.
Michael W,
Michael W.
Jonathan P,
Jonathan P.
Lauren D,
Lauren D.
Alicia,
Alicia.
Jamil,
Camille.
Christina,
Christina.
Jessica D,
Jessica D.
Lynn, Xavier, Reggie, Renee A, Linda, Lena, Lillian, Kurt, Chris Ann, Kevin, Kayla, Millie, Milagros, Jalen, Jake, Jay, Carmen, Tina, Patty, Elgin, Lucian, Sam F, Thomas, Taylor W, Taylor L, Tashi, Song, Sean.
We're going to join in a meditation, a connection between you and the earth to reclaim this space as your own. Even though you may not be with us in the space today, if you've ever worked at Olney and are in need of making this space yours, we invite you to join in from wherever you are. Nature's interconnectivity will allow your energy to make it here to this space. Please join me on the ground, laying on your back, or whatever position feels most comfortable to you and your ability. For the next few moments, focus on calming your mind, focusing on your breathing. With each breath, give yourself over to gravity. If your hands are on the ground, allow your palms to face up so you can receive. Give yourself into gravity until you are not a body laying on the earth, but just a part of the earth itself. Consider the surface area of your back and all the skin that is making contact with the ground. No need to increase or lengthen or adjust, just bring awareness. Imagine roots growing out of the skin, wherever it's in contact with the earth. Stretching deep into the land beneath you. Like a neuron firing, your next breath extends into those roots and travels from one tree to the next tree until that vibration travels farther and farther until it's reaching us here in home. And we're feeling it in our lungs. Allow your breathing to center you and relax you. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Acknowledge the four parts of the breath. The exhale all the way, finding yourself at true empty. The second part, an easeful open pause as beneath your breath grows and grows and grows. Step 3, you allow the air to just drop low into your body, all the way deep into your pelvis, straight down the back, feeling the ribcage expand. We pause once more. This time, a moment of poise at the running starting block. And then we exhale again. Continue that in your own time. Exhale, pause, breath drops in, poise, Exhale again. Peacefully allow the tension to start to leave your body with each breath. Allow the rate of your breathing to gradually become slower as your body becomes more and more relaxed. And as time stops, allow your eyes to open, or should you wish, you can keep them closed, your choice. But we're going to imagine together. The earth that you are laying on right now, it's no longer your room. It's no longer the field you're sitting in. You're on the Olney stage. You feel the hollowness of the wood of the stage floor beneath your back. You're back in the theater. You feel the air change, the way air flows in a room with a 50-foot high ceiling, the cool air conditioning that's filling the space around you. You smell the land outside. You smell the land outside. The thick green Maryland forest rolls in through the open roll door. You hear the buzz of cicadas and the hum of birds. Your voice, even your breath, echoes in this space. You wiggle your toes. You feel that you are laying in a pile of dirt. That fresh, damp earth unique to a freshly planted garden. It massages that skin. It seems to form around the folds like a sculptor taking a mold. The earth envelops you. The earth gives you a hug. You are with us right now, on the Olney main stage. You miss this place. You remember the joy it brought you. You also remember some of the pain, some of that frustration. But you see, this time, something's different. Something you've never seen before in this room. People who look like you join you in this ritual, filling every inch of the stage. You're connected to those bodies, sharing air, sharing healthy, fresh air, unabashedly together. Every single seat in the house is filled with a body. They are here with you in this moment. Your ancestors, the imaginary bodies that have played these stages, that know they deserve more than the stories they were given, the trauma they were relegated to, relived by white authors. The future bodies fill these seats that you are paving the way for. Right now, in this moment, actually, I invite you to name those ancestors for yourself. Go ahead and speak them out loud. This is your stage now. Who are you speaking into this space? Who are you dedicating this breath to? Who are you dedicating this next performance to? Whose name are you embossing on the entrance of this theater in gold plates? Speak them, give them a body in the shape of the words to join you in this space. We are gathered. Now, with those eyes, take the space around you. You remember the body of the theater around you. But you see, this time, this is your imagination. It doesn't have to be the history that's already been written. You can rewrite it in this moment. Think of in your body, where is it that you tend to hold emotions? For example, I hold ego in my stomach. I hold grief in my lower back. I hold frustration in my lips. What might that be for you? Where are you holding emotion? And now in this space, where are you still holding on to emotions in the body of this theater? That pain? Where are you holding on to that? Find it. Journey through the body of your theater and find it and see it. See it. Acknowledge it. Just see the pain that you have been caused, whether you knew it or not, and cast it out of this space. That roll door that leads to the open meadow behind Olney is wide open, and it walks out the door. And as it hits the sunlight, it dissipates like mist into a million different pieces. and it's gone. It's gone. Your space is yours. We breathe together. We all breathe. We breathe with an ease deeper than we've ever felt. That magical moment when hundreds of people in a space, thousands of people in a theater, all seem to take in the deepest, most light, unweighted, free breath you have ever taken in this space. Together. And you see each other again. You share this moment, looking in the eyes of your community, of your people around you, and the joy, it overflows. It overflows out from beyond your body. It explodes beyond you. It brings you to your feet. It brings you to your feet. It brings you to your feet. And the joy pours out of your last extremity. It pours out of your fingertips. And you dance, you sing, you do what you do, but you do it with each other. And you dance. Almost like the spirits around you are moving the body for you. Those ancestral bodies who laid the foundation of this space, not for the oppressor, but for you. For you to claim. And your bodies are moving together, and suddenly you realize these bodies are working together to do something. These bodies are building something. A new house. A new house. Your house. In your own time, find stillness. Find that vibration, that movement in your stillness. The involuntary muscle breath. Find your feet. And when you feel like the earth is beneath you again, allow your eyes to open. Take in the space around you. The room you're in, wherever you are, in Olney or elsewhere. And you're back in that space. But one thing's different. You now have this little piece of knowledge, this little secret that you have, that we all have, that we all share with each other. I listen in each of our eyes. And that we all have. That is this house inside you. And you breathe.
As we live in this grounded moment, we connect to the present, considering the here, the now, and we widen our scope, opening ourselves to receive the words of the past, the words of those who walked this land, who lent their voices and their bodies to bring this space to life, to fill it with art. We take this time to give voice to the experiences of the Black, Indigenous people of color, the LGBTQIA+, and disabled artists who have given so much to make this institution what it is. We are going to read aloud the testimonies we gathered from the root to connect them to this space and this moment. Working at Olney, while enjoyable, was very lonely. It was hard coming to work every day with people who didn't understand and therefore couldn't fully empathize with my life experience. An instance I found particularly isolating was when a designer confused me for another cast member who was also Black but looked nothing like me.
If a middle school can comfortably and confidently cast a Pakistani boy in a role
If I could do anything to reclaim this space, I would throw a giant party for all of us. There would be food and dancing and dope music all night long. We'd laugh as loud as we want and just hug each other. In a non-COVID world, of course.
Even though I have announced my presence, I still feel invisible somehow. Not to your words. You are very capable of reminding me of all that you see for and from me, but somehow I am invisible to your hands, to the sense of action and duty you have, to your chivalry, your work. There is nothing left for me after all of your curtsies and hugs. I am left with a rough, clumsy handshake or a clap on my shoulder blade that momentarily renders me off balance, and in that moment, you catch me every time to do the reading or the workshop or the gala and it's funny that I always feel no, barreling towards the opening of my mouth only to be blocked by an off-kilter yes. Oh, but I wonder how you'll find me now. Adept at balancing, ready at any moment, perched, sitting, laid. What a difference a day makes. Listen close and you can hear the roots in my feet rediscovering the food of healing. I am ready to claim this land again. I am ready to stand and turn the dial all the way up, up, up. I am ready for my release. I am ready to laugh at the top of my lungs and not be ashamed. Why should I have to wait?
Continue to be bold and explore works that broaden the understanding of non-Black Indigenous people of color, LGBTQIA+, and disabled artists, audience to the entirety of experiences of these marginalized groups, works that align with your theater's mission, that is, for African Americans specifically, theater that isn't centered in slavery, such as the Royale, for example. Align your marketing efforts with a specific attempt to illustrate visually and expand using distribution channels your diversity. Attracting a Black Indigenous people of color, LGBTQIA+, and disabled audience does not equate to discount tickets. It simply requires knowing that they are not only represented in some way, but are also welcome.
If I could fill up this specific theater space with others that look like me and myself, I would invite a variety of casting directors, agencies, artistic directors, and other theater representatives alike to showcase. I would host a Black performance with dancers, musical artists, actors, spoken word artists, painters, etc., to display our talents, our stories, and our versatility. Black Lives Matter.
My experience of theater making in this space made it clear that the legacy of its namesake families and the theater's donor base at large were more important than the lived experiences, perspectives, and concerns of the artists who were working to build that legacy upon the stage. My wish for a reclamation of this space would be a reversal of those priorities.
This is a beautiful space with so many beautiful people. But sometimes I fear the staff gets caught up in overproducing, and the room is not made for outreach, anti-racism in practice, and true representation and centering of Black, Indigenous people of color from the inside out. I am grateful for my time here and want to push Olney to do more for us because I do love this place.
I am an unapologetically gifted African American artist who truly recognizes the value of solidifying spaces to ensure continuous artistic and theatrical expression in the DMV area without concern about availability of space, time, and resources.
My ethnicity is not a type. Please see my race and ethnicity as part of Americanness. Think about consciously including me in plays that do not ask for someone of my race or ethnicity. I should be considered and allowed to play any roles that are not my ethnic type. After all, I am American.
Despite the fact that the employee diversity in this theater has increased over the last several years, there's still a severe absence of people from my culture. I don't know what it's like to work with people who look like me. Maybe this is because there's a lack of people who look like me that feel they can explore theater and express themselves artistically in this space. Therein lies the larger institutional problem: racial equality. But we can change that.
If only theater or any theater is a predominantly white institution, this is for one reason only: racism. Even if the intent is not there, the impact of being predominantly white still exists. Take the time and spend the resources to become extremely educated about anti-racism, equity, diversity, inclusion, and access, and move to a culture of being a predominantly multiracial institution. This will require you to revise every policy, procedure, and practice with a multiracial lens, be it higher financial, operational, development, governance, programming, hiring, front of house, etc. Especially the non-programmatic activity. For when you do this, everyone benefits. And everyone, especially those who have never been loved in this country, will feel loved. Plus, your financials will flourish. Black, indigenous people of color, people love to be entertained too. By not doing this work, you will be complicit in the perpetuation of the racist structure of being a predominantly white institution. And without action towards change, the intent of your racism will be clear. Everybody say freedom.
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 Everybody say freedom.
Freedom.
What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to pluck off your chains and to fly into the sky away, far, to choose your direction? What does that mean? What does that look like? How can we find it? These are the questions of the moment. Everybody say healing.
Healing.
Everybody say healing.
Healing.
What does it mean to be healed? To allow the trauma to flow out of your body, never to return. To allow it to run to the far reaches of the earth, never to be seen. To allow it to fall off the flat edge that was predicted by the white folk and jump into space. And then to continue to fly away far into its own galaxy where its hatred and its trauma can live by itself. What does that look like? Everybody say reclamation.
Reclamation.
Everybody say reclamation.
Reclamation.
It looks like taking it back. It looks like taking the space to heal and to be and to heal together. It looks like celebrating each other in all of our richness, in all of the ways that we can feed and become something that we can grow. That's what that looks like. That's what that is. For us to march into the future knowing that we are the ground, that we are the potting soil, that we have the actual things that we need to be able to flourish the future. And that's what we're going to do. I want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us over these last 5 days, as we have taken residency as the Reclamation Project here at Olney Theater Center. We have taken the earth, we have taken the archive, the history, we have taken ourselves, our fellow artists, we have called ourselves into this space to create something that we hope is a specific ritual of healing. But this ritual does not end with me speaking loudly in the middle of the main. No. Or sassily, or whatever I just said, because girl, who knows? But it ends with this dirt on which I stand. We will pot this dirt that we have fortified, and will fortify with the research, and with these testimonials which we will break down. We will pot this dirt, and we will not only present some of it to Olney as plants to care for, to mine the future of the work as reminders, physical reminders of whether they are allowing the work to flourish, whether they are allowing these people to really claim their space. But we're also going to take some of it for ourselves as a reminder and a promise that we have come here and we have done this work. And so that there is no reason that we cannot show up every single time, however we want to, without apology, to do the work that speaks for us. If that feels like something that is important for you, if you would like a reminder of this work, all you have to do is reach out to us. Our email is thereclamationproject.info@gmail.com. Our Instagram handle is @reclamation.prj. Our website is reclamation-project.com. Come on, I learned the handles in 5 minutes. Hallelujah. But we ask that you reach out to us, slide into our DMs. If you want some of this earth, if you want some of what we have done, and you want to have a reminder in your space, we will pot it, we will sanitize it, and we will socially distance, bring it to you with instructions for care. I want to thank everyone who has given to us. So far, we have raised a great amount of money that will allow us to meet some of our costs. If you too feel like you would like to bless us financially for the continuance of this work, you can go to our Venmo, which is also @reclamation.prj, and provide whatever you feel like you need. This work doesn't stop here. We have residencies in the work with at least 4 other companies at this time, one of which will be coming up and will be announced very shortly. So we look forward to seeing you as we continue this work, not just in DC, but around the world. Thank you so much. And I leave you with a song that's sung at the end of Propeller Girls, considered suicide, and the rainbow is not enough, angels are shining. And it goes, you all can join in, please, if you know the tune. I found God in myself. I found God in myself. And I loved her. I loved her fiercely. I found God in myself. I found God in myself, and I loved her. I loved her fiercely.
It's on.